The pandemic has restricted different aspects of many people's lives over the past year, even the ways people are giving back. Caroline Carithers is talking with a representative from Hands and Feet Ministries about how they temporarily refocused their efforts to help our local community. So what did they do before we started hearing all about COVID, Caroline?
Well, their ministry started, they would actually travel to different parts of Mexico and help less fortunate communities start small businesses. But of course, when the coronavirus pandemic started, restricted travel and everything like that, they wanted to be safe. So they started looking inward and what we needed here locally, and that was vaccine distribution.
So I'm guessing COVID inspired this whole shift?
Yes, COVID inspired this whole shift, and the executive director of the ministry actually brought his senior citizen family member to a vaccine event and saw all these elderly people standing for hours in line, and they actually ended up having to leave because his family member could not stand in line for that long. So that's kind of when the wheels started turning, and he saw the need to help these senior citizens get vaccines.
So that personal story. What are the next steps?
So the next steps for them, it is actually right around the time when those large pharmacies like CVS, Walgreens, and all of them started offering appointments for eligible groups. So they got the word out and started helping to make appointments for senior citizens and making sure they got to their appointments. Now this eventually grew into a partnership with certain pharmacies. So at the end of the day, when these pharmacies would have leftover doses and they were about to go bad and they needed to give them to people so they wouldn't go to waste, they would give a list to Hands and Feet Ministries of people who wanted the vaccine but were not yet eligible, and that ministry would call and get them in, so then the vaccine doses wouldn't go to waste.
Love it. Do you have any idea about how many people the ministry has helped?
Well, they tell me they estimate that they have helped 80 to 90 senior citizens get appointments and get their vaccines, but they've helped save hundreds of doses from being thrown away.
That is always good news.
Yes.
Since eligibility has been expanded, have those involved with the ministry said, or have they expanded, I guess I should ask, how they're helping?
Yes. So it started with senior citizens, but now, of course, eligibility is more and more people.
Right.
They actually have added to those they're helping, of course, those with limited computer access who maybe can't book their appointment online or have limited access to phones or phone service, and they're really helping anybody that needs it.
And what do you have for us on WKRG News 5 at 6?
News 5 at 6, you can find out how you can get involved. You can find out, and on WKRG.com, you can find phone numbers and emails and just hear from the executive director of this ministry and kind of his personal story.
All right, a good positive story. Thank you,
Yes.
Caroline.